Hey everybody, it's David with Android Police, and today we are taking a look at the Toshiba Thrive. This is our official video review, and Toshiba Thrive is Toshiba's first Android tablet. It's their first Android device at all, and it runs on Android 3.0 Honeycomb. It's got a 10.1 inch screen and Tegra 2 processor. You could describe probably 5 or 6 different tablets on the market that meet those specifications right now. So what makes the Thrive different? Unfortunately, that's something I had trouble figuring out. On the software side, not much. You've got some stuff that Toshiba's thrown in here. They threw in a nifty file manager, so you can browse contents of your SD card and all that fun stuff, as well as internal storage if you want to put an SD card in. Comes with LogMe and Ignition for free, so that's some money saved if you use LogMe in. It also comes with some Toshiba games, card games, and backgammon and stuff like that. They have their own app store and bookstore, which I don't think anyone will ever use, but they're there. Other than that, there's really not anything on the software side that Toshiba's done. It's Honeycomb. If you really want to know about Honeycomb and what makes Honeycomb special and what we think about Honeycomb, I suggest you read our Motorola Zoom review, which I've linked in the text of the full review for this device. So let's really talk about the hardware, because that's where manufacturers are differentiating themselves on these tablets lately. So the Thrive's biggest thing is that it has all these extra ports on the bottom. You get HDMI, full-size USB, and micro USB. You also get an SD card slot on the side here, which most tablets don't have. The Zoom does have one, but some tablets do not. You've got the buttons right here. Controls. I don't like the controls at all. They're super rubbery, and it's impossible to tell when you've pressed a button. That's just bad design. The other big hardware thing about the Toshiba Thrive people have seem to like is that the back cover is removable. Good luck doing that. I mean, you can get it off. You have to unlock it first, but getting it back on is pretty much a nightmare. It took me about 20 minutes on my first try before I realized I had bent one of the plastic pins taking it off, and I was taking it off properly, so I know what the deal is on that. The reason you want to take it off is so you can replace the battery. If you want to spend $75 on a spare battery, which is how much it costs for a Toshiba Thrive, you can pick one of those up. So if you use your tablet 18 hours a day and constantly need a new battery, Thrive might be the tablet for you. Aside from that, there's a docking connector here. This little thing's impossible to pull out, so I won't do it right now. So you've got all these ports on Thrive and this removable back cover, and that leads to one unfortunate thing. The Thrive is super thick and super heavy. It is thicker than the Motorola Zoom by about 2 millimeters, and it's also heavier than the Zoom by about 40 grams, I believe, which isn't that much. So it weighs about as much as the Zoom, but it's definitely thicker, which I didn't think anybody would ever release a tablet that was thicker than the Zoom, but that is what they've done. So that's a major drawback. A lot of people won't like that. A lot of people will hold this and think it is tiresome and awkward to hold, which I think it is. I don't think the 10.1 inch form factor is great for most people, and I have pretty big hands, so it is pretty awkward to hold this. I was playing Dungeon Defenders, and my thumb would keep going to sleep, and it just felt heavy after a while. So that's kind of a bummer. Other than that, I really didn't have too much to say about the Thrive. Toshiba hasn't done too much to distinguish this thing in the market, other than the extra ports. And I don't think that's going to sell well with most people. Some people obviously really do want those extra ports. And if you are one of those people, definitely this is your only option, and it's reasonably priced. So I'd say the Thrive isn't a bad tablet, but there's so many better choices on the market. And there's even cheaper choices on the market, like the Asus Transformer, which you can get for $30 less with 8 gigabytes more storage. So it's hard to justify a product like this unless you, like I said, really want those ports. That about wraps up my thoughts on Thrive. You can read the text of the full review. So this is Dave with Android Police, signing off.